What's up YouTube? Seraphin here, just shooting a video on my African cichlid tank. Unfortunately last night all my rock structure collapsed. I was lucky it didn't smash the front of the glass. It was pretty close, about an inch away. I'm gonna have to rebuild the structure, but I'm gonna make sure it's extremely structurally sound. Unfortunately the cichlids, they keep digging underneath the bottom rocks, causing them to kind of be uneasy and fall over. So stay tuned and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Okay, so what I did was I reorganized all the rocks and rescaped the tank. Unfortunately, it doesn't look quite as cool as it used to, but it's completely structurally sound and actually it doesn't pose any hazard to smashing into the glass. So how I accomplished that was I made sure to leave at least 2 inches of space between the glass and the rocks so that if it did slide while I wasn't home, I would be able to be confident enough that the rock wouldn't smash against the glass and cause the aquarium to crack. As you can see from this shot, there's lots of space for the rocks to stay away from the aquarium wall. This was a mistake I made last time I put the rocks in here. I even rested some of the rocks up against the glass. So definitely if you're planning on putting rocks in your aquarium, don't make the same mistake I did, because if they slip and slide they can potentially break your aquarium. Overall I made sure that the rocks, if they weren't light, they went all the way down to the bottom so that even if the fish dug in the sand, it would not affect whether or not they slip and slide everywhere. It was really important, especially for these big heavy pieces, because if they do slide down and hit the bottom panel of glass, it could potentially crack it from underneath. So you need to be aware of that as well, especially if you're putting big heavy pieces like that big rock in here. With my experience in keeping cichlids, I have found that they are most likely to dig when you have a cave on the inside. For example, a fish would be more likely to dig on these two rocks, seeing as they're together at the top, kind of creating a cave in the middle, as opposed to, for example, a rock like this that just stands out by itself. So what does that mean when you're aquascaping your tank? It means that when you have rocks that are leaning up against each other, that are creating caves or supporting each other, such as this one, you really have to be careful that if the fish are digging under the sand, that the rock is still going to be able to support the weight of the other rock. So that's what's going to prevent the rocks from slipping and sliding and smashing into your glass. So the way you prevent that is, again, like I said, make sure that your rocks are buried very deep in the sand and touching the glass panel at the bottom. Also, if you don't want the rocks to directly touch the glass panel because you're afraid of it breaking or you don't want the glass to get scratched, what you can do as an alternative is add either an extra layer of sand or gravel on top of your sand to give it an extra bit of a support and make it so the fish have to dig a bit further to get down to the glass panel. So for now, this is the aquascape that I decided to go with. I'll probably change it in a couple weeks as I continue to add more pieces of rock. But for now, this seems to do the trick. The fish are really enjoying it. So thank you all for watching, and please subscribe for more.